please join me on page 254. We will sing verses 1 and 5 of Wreath Kings.
Bethlehem, and the stars in heaven are shining. thank you for the gift of Jesus. We thank you for the fact that we have a warm, dry place to come and reflect on your birth, Jesus. We pray that you would use our offerings to help bring others in to a warm and safe place. In your name, amen. Amen.
Please join me on page 245 for verses 1, 2, and 5 of First Noel. When the world was dark and the city was quiet, you came. You crept in beside us, and no one knew. Only the few who dared to believe that God might do something different.
Will you do the same this Christmas, Lord? Will you come into the darkness of tonight's world? Not the friendly darkness as when sleep rescues us from tiredness, but the fearful darkness in which people have stopped believing that war will end, or that food will come, or that a government will change, or that the church cares.
Will you come into that darkness and do something different to save your people from death and despair? Will you come into the quietness of this town, not the friendly quietness as when lovers hold hands, but the fearful silence when the phone has not rung, the letter has not come, the friendly voice no longer speaks, or the doctor's face says it all? Will you come into that darkness and do something different, not to distract, but to embrace your people?
Will you come into the dark corners and the quiet places of our lives? We ask this not because we are guilt-ridden or want to be, but because the fullness our lives long for depends on us being as open and vulnerable to you as you were to us when you came, wearing no more than diapers and trusting human hands to hold their maker.
Will you come into our lives if we open them to you and do something different? When the world was dark and the city was quiet, you came. You crept in beside us. Do the same this Christmas, Lord. Do the same this Christmas. Amen. Amen.
God was far away, but then God became a baby, and the world forever changed. One baby, one night, one mother bathed in light, one father, one holy night, one joyous birth, one baby. Christmas nights have come and gone, and yet the gift is still brand new. No other single night so changed our lives as when the God who gives us hope gave this child to you. One baby, one night, one mother bathed in light, one father, one holy night, one joyous birth, one baby.